Over the last month, we've shown you videos of destruction and despair in Ukraine that no person should have to experience. But when we have videos like this, drug addicts passed out on the side of a Los Angeles street, Skid Row, folks, it's awful. It sure looks like we're living in our own war zone. There is a war going on in the streets of America. Crime hasn't stopped. It's actually the opposite. Crime is just as bad as last year, if not worse, in many cases. Pitched battles are being waged. Smash and grabs are still pervasive. In Beverly Hills, upwards of $5 million worth of jewelry stolen. The obligatory Florida man story, video of him trying to steal a crossbow, wait for it, by shoving it down his pants. Not sure how that one turned out. To New York, in broad daylight, several people walking into a store. They grab everything they see. Then they fight with a store employee, they kick her, and walk out like nothing happened. And if you're wondering where the police are, I can definitely tell you they're not in the subways protecting innocent people from thugs. 7 people beating on a 14-year-old kid. In this video given to us by the Daily Mail, Lauren Pazienza from a wealthy Long Island family charged with second-degree manslaughter after shoving 87-year-old Barbara Meyer Guston to the ground, hitting her head on the cement. Police say they didn't know each other and have no motive for the awful crime. There are people in America who do not care about the consequences of their actions, and it shows in the numbers. In New York, murder is about the same from last year, but look at the jump in rapes, burglaries, and assaults. Almost 700 more burglary cases this year than last year, and it was an elevated year last year. In Chicago, the same story. Murder's about the same, again, an elevated level, but a huge jump in burglaries and assaults. Joe Biden's America hasn't gotten any better. Crime is still running rampant, and with COVID restrictions virtually gone, what will the White House's next excuse be? I heard Russia already. Putin's fault? Yeah, right. We showed you this video from a luxury car dealership in Chicago. Well, police found the people responsible for that smash and grab, but not until they stole over $180,000 worth of goods over the course of 10 burglaries, not to mention the cost of store damage. Watch this video. In Wisconsin, a 16-year-old was shot on the sidewalk by 2 gunmen. The victim is in critical but stable condition. But despite these horrific scenes, we still have lawmakers who say things like this.
I will never stop saying, not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
Yeah, whatever. Completely dismantle it, right? Ilhan Omar has been in Congress for nearly 4 years now, and she's been pushing to defund the police and dismantling the police since day one. And now look at the city she represents. Same thing as Chicago and New York, skyrocketing burglary and assault charges. But sure, let's defund or dismantle the police. Why don't we let them all the criminals out of jail while we're at it? Wait. They're doing that. And obviously, it's not just Ilhan Omar calling for it. It's the whole squad, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Cori Bush, even Nancy Pelosi can't seem to figure out why crime is getting out of hand.
The fact is that there is an attitude of lawlessness in our country that springs from I don't know where. Maybe you do.
Yes, from the Democrats, Nancy. I know exactly why crime is getting out of hand. We have no police on the streets. We have no laws keeping criminals behind bars. And the ones that do go behind bars get out a week later. But that's apparently okay because it's all for racial justice, right, Nance? At least that's what the liberals say to themselves at night while dreaming of anarchy, turning the streets of America into the streets of Ukraine. Joining me now is my friend Bo Dietl, a private detective and former cop who is a legend in the NYPD. Welcome, Bo. Bo, you know, we've been focusing on Ukraine for a month now, but things haven't slowed down on the mean streets of America, New York, D.C., Chicago, L.A.
Let me tell you something, Eric. I've been listening to your show. I'm just sick to my stomach what's going around this country. Then you got these fools, this AOC and her fool group, including that other congresswoman, and they want to defund the police more. But you know who the victims are? I've said it over and over. We went over the numbers. The victims are the minority people. They're the ones being gunned down. They're the ones being killed. Now in New York City, we started the gun squad, which I was very supportive of. Now, one of the things that I was pushing years ago when I was a cop and a detective in New York, we worked along with the ATF, that's the alcohol, tobacco, firearms. And what we do, we put together cases on these criminals who were arrested with guns. We made federal cases out of them, where you trace the gun back to whether it was sold or stolen in Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, whatever, Eric. And then we prosecuted them under the federal law, and we copped them out to a minimum of 10 years. And I've expressed to Eric Adams and Banks, Phil Banks, and I just got some very disturbing information earlier from Phil, and he told me that they met with the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Eastern District and the Southern District that covers New York. And guess what? They don't want to take these cases. Why? If there was a cop involved with a alleged racist brutality or something, they would take the case on. Why aren't they taking these cases? Because right now, when you lock up a guy with a gun in New York, he's let right out. I don't care if it's 6 times, 7 times. We need the assistance. And you know why we're not getting the assistance? Because of the liberal attitude of the U.S. attorneys. If it is not right for them and if it's not right to prosecute, I don't understand why we can't prosecute these. Because New York State, all our DAs are not keeping anyone in jail. So let's use the federal guidelines, the federal laws. Why can't we do it, Eric? I don't. Somebody's got to give me an answer.
I don't know, Bo. I don't know. I will tell you the reason why crime is so rampant on the street is not because cops aren't doing their job or they're not good at doing their job. It's because they're afraid to do their job. They're afraid if something goes wrong and a perp says, oh, he touched me the wrong way, or they're going to get in trouble and the perp's going to walk. Am I right? When the mayor's offices of these liberal mayors don't back their police departments, that's when anarchy happens on the street. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Eric? You're exactly right, but here's the serious problem. I talk to cops every day. You know what they tell me? I'm not getting involved, though, because what happens is all they got to do is make an allegation. Oh, he used the N-word. Even if he didn't, that allegation will take the criminal charges away, and they'll try to set the cop up for saying something, even though he didn't say it. But it's his word against the person making the allegation. Now, if you're using force, you can't use a headlock. You can't. Now they want the diaphragm law back. That means you have to arrest somebody, put handcuffs on them, but you have to levitate 6 foot over them, and you have to do it without touching them. It's so ridiculous. Then, if the cop is deemed that he used too much force, he could be arrested. Yeah. He could lose his job.
You know, Bo, they're taking all the method, the time-honored methodology of stopping crime in the streets. They're taking those out of your quiver, so to speak. Those arrows are coming out of your quiver. Bo, I got to go. I got a bunch to talk about. We'll bring you back again and talk about this very soon.
Very good. Thank you.